Okay, so we're back, and it's a new day. I'm trying to pick up where I left off, and I will tell you the problem I'm going to solve, but I think I'm going to solve it offline, because I'm going to do some research. But here's my object for my buddy here. So I was able to get him to change in size, which, as we discussed earlier, I probably could have done my old method. I was just misinterpreting what the sprite name meant, but it's fine. This works for now. Live and learn. And it uses this to change its size. But the problem I'm having now is the sprite rapidly changes in size because it's constantly hitting the platform. So I need to add like an invulnerability detection to where when he hits it, there's a moment he doesn't collide with this and he can't go down in size again. A second or two of invincibility. And I know there's a couple ways to do that with like alarms or with just counting. I'm not sure what the best way is. So I'm gonna go do some research and I'll find whatever seems the most appropriate for what I'm trying to do. And we'll probably change it later, but I'll at least get that piped in there. And once we have that, we can do the same for not just getting smaller, but also getting larger. Let's do some research. Okay, we're back. I was able to figure it out with the help of YouTube. Let me show you what I ended up doing. I feel like I can't say enough how messy this will be, but the point is to get it done, and then I will go over it and see if I can get it done even better. But what I found so far, which I had the right hunch. Which is great. But I followed an invincibility guide on this YouTube channel, which I'll link below. And I'll put up the YouTube name and video and content creator on the screen. Up, there it is. So if invincible equals false, then go ahead and make it and set the make small variable. And then set invincible to true, and then do the alarm. The alarm is set to the game speed, which is the game FPS, so it'll be for 1 second. And then I can multiply this if I want it to be for 2 seconds or 3 seconds or 4 seconds. I did this instead of just putting in the actual frame rate because if the frame rate changes, I don't want to have to redo this. Once that is set, then in here, we just set the invincibility to false. Invincibility will be true, and then the alarm goes off and eventually set to false. So only if the invincibility is false will it actually take damage, it being Ghusty. To do this, I had to redraw the character, which I wasn't doing before. I was just using the current sprite. So now we're actually redrawing the character with an interval rating of 8. This is a mod value. I don't understand this. If it explains it better than I ever will. I kind of get the idea, but we're basically taking an interval to return whether or not what Ghusty looks like, basically, which is what this is. Whatever Ghusty looks like. Ghusty looks like this. This is his animation frame, or the sub index. I don't really know what that is, but that's that. And that's his current X and his current Y, which would just be the object's X and the object's Y. So then I had to change my create event where I put my current Ghusty sprite name and index here. I'm not actually using these right now, so I might be able to get rid of them. And I'm setting invincibility to be false here as well. And on this step event, instead of switching to this, I think I can get rid of these now. Ghusty looks like Ghusty 3. Ghusty looks like Ghusty 2. Ghusty looks like Ghusty 4. Ghusty looks like Ghusty, etc. So Ghusty looks like it's constantly changing. So on the step event, we're going to update what Ghusty looks like. What Ghusty looks like is going to be based on whether or not he takes damage. And that's going to return here in the draw event to show whatever Ghusty looks like. I'm sure there's some plot holes to this. And I have a lot of code I need to clean up because I don't need it anymore. But as a result, here's what we got. Here's Ghusty. And he's going to take damage. He blinks. He's that size. He blinks and he's that size. He blinks and he's that size. And then he doesn't die yet. He's a ghost, but he doesn't poof away yet. So he just goes 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait, hold on. That's 4. That's 3. That's 2. That's 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Visually, 4 and 3 are very similar. 4. Wait, 3. 2. Wait, 3 and 2 are very similar. Ghusty 3 is there. There's 1, 0. Goes 4, revert to 1. Oh, revert to 0, not 1. Ah. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so now we should be good. 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope, that's not right. It should be 1. Otherwise, he can get hit twice. I mean, he's never going to loop like this, so it should be fine. I'm just curious to see why it's not working. 4, 4, 2. Okay, so there's a bit of a hiccup in the game, and I'm not super worried about where the hiccup's coming from. If the value equals 1, which it goes to 1 from here, then paint him to be 3. The value equals 2, and it goes to 2 from here, then paint him to be 2. Here, then paint him to be 3. You know what I should do? I should rewire this so 4 equals 4, 3 equals 3, 2 equals 2, 1 equals 1. It's going to make more sense. Make small equals 0, it's 4. Make small equals 1, it's 3. Make smaller equals 2, it's 2. Make smaller equals 1, it's 4. Yeah, I clearly have no idea what's going on. Let me rewire all of this so it makes more logical sense, so I'm not counting backwards. But other than that, which should be an easy change, this is working. So now Ghusty needs to get bigger if he sees a pocket of air, and he gets smaller if he blows air. I don't know if I want to do the blowing air first or the bigger first. I should get rid of that, because it's never gonna loop. After it gets to 4, it's gonna dead. It's gonna dead. Okay, let me rewire all this. I'll be right back. I got it. I figured it out. So what did I do? First, I'm so sorry I keep saying this. I know this is not perfect. I'm just trying to get it to work for now. And there's a lot of code here that I'm not using. But for the time being, I kept this the same. So size 1 equals 1, size 2 equals 2, size 3 equals 3, size 4 equals 4. However, I made the default, instead of 0, I made the default 4. And then when I went into the step event, there it is. I just reversed this. So now, instead of 4 equal 1, which is super counterintuitive, 1 equals 1, 2 equals 2, 3 equals 3, 4 equals 4. And in order to accommodate this, I just reversed the math here and made it a lot simpler. So if invincible is set to false, then go ahead and take 1 off of make small. So 4 will go to 3, which will change the size to 3. 3 will go to 2, which will change the size to 2. 2 will go to 1, which will change the size to 1. Now when 1 goes to 0, reset it back to 4. And then set invincible back to true. So with that, what happens, there's Ghusty, he gets hit, 4. Goes down to 3. Gets it again. 3 goes down to 2. 2 goes down to 1. 1 goes up to 4. 4 goes to 3. 3 goes to 2. 2 goes to 1. This is so much smarter. Now it's making things way too complicated before, which is nice. So that's good. Okay, so we got a working damage system now. My hitboxes for these platforms are still wonky. I'm not worried about that because I'll fix it later. Cool, so that works. So now what needs to happen is when he poofs air, that also needs to reduce the size. And when he takes an air, the size needs to go up. So poof, reduce, inhale, and take. And the cool thing about that is I think that's gonna be pretty simple because we need to add that to a function and it was buttons. So do we have a button for poofing? Yeah, button poof is here. So whenever he poofs, make small minus equal 1. Basically, I just need the same logic. But I don't need all that. I need this logic. I'm not gonna do the invincible things. I guess he can spam poof if he really wanted to. But that's just to work if I hit space. 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 Oh, that's so fun. Cool.